Hello.
Did you call me a hoe?
No, I said hello. Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Got it.
So that was super appropriate introduction. Hey, guys. It's Sarah, your host of What's on Your Plate podcast, and I am here today with the lovely and talented Monica once again.
Yay.
So on the topic rather of ho ho ho. We're talking today about the holly fucking jollies of this season. Yeah. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm just going to say I actually do not hate the holidays. I would say that.
They suck. They're stupid.
So I don't hate them.
I do.
Y'all, all right?
I'm like the Grinch mixed with Bill Murray from that movie Scrooged. 100 like that. I am the embodiment of that.
I don't hate the holidays. I just have a hard time navigating them for various reasons. Mm-hmm. And we have found from feedback from our amazing listeners as yourselves that there is oftentimes a lot of hard things for other people to navigate at the holidays as well. So we thought we would have a visit with you today and talk about the hard things that surround the holidays, in particular, the winter holidays, anything that lands between Thanksgiving through New Year's, I guess.
Yeah, because there's a lot. About. There's like 14 different types of holidays.
Yeah, all kinds of holidays from all different types of religious beliefs and cultures. So it's not any one particular holiday. It is just the season that tends to feel hard for people for various reasons. So we're here today to talk about those reasons and also shed some light on how we can navigate around the things that are hard in order to just encase some of the joy and the cheer and the magic that can be part of the season if we allow ourselves to look close enough.
Especially if you have children.
Correct. So we'll start with one of the main reasons that brought us here today, and that is a listener that had reached out to just express her challenges with the season, and that of which is showing up in spaces where she feels like her boundaries are not being upheld by the people in her family. And it's hard for her to show up in those spaces, in particularly at the holidays. Do you want to bring us into speed with that a little bit, Monica? Because I know that this is somebody that reached out to you specifically.
Yeah, she's a very sweet girl, and she's let me into her world a little bit, which is I am very humbled by that. She went through a messy divorce. The ex-husband is still technically in the family. The ex-husband married another one of her family members, and he's invited to the holidays. He made her life pretty miserable. For that, I don't know all of the details surrounding that, but I just know that it just breaks her soul. It hurts her to her core because she would really love to spend time with her extended family. And now feels like she's put in a position to where she has to show up and kind of just eat crow while her ex-husband is there enjoying the same festivities that he always did. And to her, it hurts her heart because of the wrong that he did to her during their marriage. And everybody just kind of, I guess, pretends like nothing happened. Everything's the same, and they love him, and they love the other family member that he married, and this poor gal is just chopped liver.
I'm sure she feels quite a sense of betrayal.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. And I don't pretend to understand what it feels like to be in that situation. It's definitely a tough spot to be in. And I don't know that it's one that she has to be in. Like, that's the first thought that comes to my mind is, can you find joy in the holidays if you just skip the parts that make you feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Make your own traditions.
Mm-hmm.
Have your own holiday party.
Mm-hmm.
And don't invite the people that you don't care for.
Yeah.
And have like, I guess my suggestion would be, have a get together and have it at a different time. Call it a different thing. It's not a Christmas party. It's a New Year's festival.
Mm-hmm.
It's a New Year's tradition. It's, something special, something that's your own, something that you don't have to invite that individual or individuals that you just don't care for.
Right.
But you can still maintain relationships with the family that you do love.
Mm-hmm.
And that maybe they just don't understand. Maybe they're put in the middle of a very sticky situation. They don't understand the dynamics of it, and they probably don't want to.
Yeah.
They might just not want to. Like, you keep your secrets, I like you, I don't want anybody's drama, I don't want anybody's beef.
Yeah.
I just want to have ham.
Ham. This is
ham.
a vegan publication.
Oh, I mean vegan ham. It's called spam. I don't know. Is spam vegan? Probably not. That's gross.
We'll work on your plant-based education in a different episode.
I'm so sorry. I have let you down.
Well, you never had a vegan card to begin with, so it's
true.
Fine.
Okay, cool. We're good then. So they were eating their tofurkey.
All right.
And having the best time of their lives. And she should just start new traditions.
Yeah, I think that's where it needs to be. And I'll circle back to something you said a second ago about people that feel like they're in the middle of a sticky situation.
Yeah.
Because I think when we're talking about upholding boundaries, you have to remember that boundaries are something that you establish for yourself, not something you establish in hopes that other people are going to uphold them for you or with you.
Very well said.
So you cannot go into a space and just expect everybody to accommodate that for you. And ultimately when they don't, because not everybody is the same heart, the same journey as you, right? So expecting them to care about the same things you do is unrealistic.
Absolutely.
And honestly unfair.
Absolutely. Unfair to everybody.
Unfair to everybody. But I will say that it does feel a little bit raw when it is people you love and care for and family that are seemingly not upholding not helping uphold that boundary for you.
Yeah.
It's a little bit hard to accept sometimes. But I think the reality of it is having enough self-respect for your own self to remove yourself from situations that just insult you, honestly. And knowing that it's okay to step back from that, even if it's disappoints other people, potentially that you're not in that same space. And then getting to the point where you can feel a sense of relief and even healing from stepping back from that space. And as you said, establishing your own traditions.
Yeah. Start something brand new for you, because like you said, you're putting people in uncomfortable situations. They're having to tiptoe around the things that trigger you, and they're not in your shoes. They might not know all the little things, all those little nuances. So by you saying like, thank you for the invitation.
Right.
I would love to go. You know what? I'll drop off a tray of cookies. I would love to be there, but you know how I feel about so-and-so, and I just can't bring myself to show up for that. I would love to have coffee with you another time. I would love to get together. You know what? I'm having this New Year's party. I would love for you to come to that. Show up for that.
Yeah. I'm even of the mindset that I don't even feel like I have to explain myself for not showing up. Places that I just don't feel like are very welcoming or hospitable to me, I've really learned to gravitate away from and just be okay with not going to those spaces. And I don't even really give an explanation as to why. You're
awesome at that. I still feel like I have to over-explain everything and give people like a reason. And I don't want to use the word deserve to know, but they don't need to know. Need to know?
Well, it's like that notion of somebody invites you to go out to dinner or something, and you decline because you know what, you're just really in need of some rest and some
Mm-hmm.
downtime, and you just want to stay home.
Yeah.
Some people would find a lot of offense in that reason for
Mm-hmm.
not going. So instead of saying, "Oh, you know what, I really just feel like I'm just a little bit worn out. I'm tired. I just need some rest." A lot of times people go into this elaboration of, "Oh, I just got too much work at home. I've got too much going
Mm-hmm.
on. I've got that." They go into this whole spiel of trying to create these excuses of why they can't do something when really, uh, that valid reason that you just need rest and you need the boundary of
Mm-hmm.
your time to
Yeah.
yourself is reason enough, and
That should be plenty of reason.
doesn't even need explanation.
No.
It
No.
truly
Because you're
doesn't.
not saying like, you know what, actually I hate your guts and I think you smell weird. So I don't want to go out to dinner with you tonight, but probably never again either.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm just really freaking tired.
Yeah.
I've peopled out today.
Yeah.
I can't people anymore. You're my people. I love you,
Mhm.
but I can't people anymore. I've met my peopling quota.
For
It's
real.
okay. It's okay.
It is okay. And you don't even have to explain it. It's just, hey, I'm not able to attend tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe another time. But you
Yeah.
know what? Maybe not.
Maybe not. Probably not.
So all that to say, remember what your values are, what your boundaries are, and remember how you want to feel about situations. If you force yourself to go to a event of sorts where you know you're just going to be resentful and pissed off afterwards, just save yourself that energy and just don't go. Like, there's no reason to put yourself in a situation where you know you're going to end up feeling like garbage afterwards.
Absolutely. Nobody deserves that. Don't do that to yourself.
Pay attention to what you feel like when you leave the presence of people you have spent time with.
Didn't you just post something like that?
I did.
And I liked that a lot.
There's so much truth to that, I mean, who drains you and who rejuvenates you? And pay attention to that.
Yeah.
The people that
That's
drain you,
that's your gut.
just move farther and farther away from all the time. The people that rejuvenate you, restore you, refill you, give more of yourself to them.
And sometimes the people that drain you and take more from you are people that you might be related to.
That's absolutely true as well. And that's incredibly challenging. And if I'm being real here, sometimes those little people are the little people. People are the little people. Sometimes those are the kids in your life that are draining your your energy. But that's a different
a different topic.
That's a different kind of conversation of draining of energies. But that is true as well.
Tiny little vampires.
So while we're on the subject of like villain type of characters here, so Monica has done something really wretched.
Oh yeah, I'm a super villain. Yes.
So
it's funny. You're gonna laugh.
Okay,
you're gonna laugh.
Perhaps
not Sarah. You guys will. You guys will laugh. You will side with me. We'll take a poll at the end, and you'll side with me. It's fucking funny.
We might be getting a little bit ahead of ourselves here, but I feel like this is a good time to insert the holiday friend Monica has acquired for her children.
Okay, so everybody does the stupid elf on the shelf. I was roped into that dumb old elf on the shelf many moons ago. I have like 33 children. I lost count. But like, I think I got it for Adria when Adria was little. And I regret every year. I regret this stupid elf because I have to remember to hide it every day. I don't do naughty things with the elf, and I don't mean like that. That sounds weird. Let me rewind. I don't make the elf do naughty little tricks and things like that because I feel that defeats the purpose of having an elf to watch the children to make sure they're not naughty. So like having an elf like decorate the tree in underwear, that's bad behavior. I don't want my kids thinking that's funny. And then grabbing their underwear and decorating the tree in, Paw Patrol underwear. That's weird. Okay. So our elf just like moves around the house and sometimes does cute little things. Like she wrote Merry Christmas in sprinkles one time. Nothing elaborate.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Nothing elaborate. And it's just every once in a while. And it's usually after they've been caught doing a lot of really good things. Like the elf will do nice things. So anyway, super long story short, I don't know what I did with the fucking elf. I don't know where it is. I didn't put it back in the Christmas box. I just like threw it in my sock drawer or something. And then like a couple months ago, I realized it was in there. I'm like, oh my God, what if they find it? And how am I going to explain that the elf is hiding out with my socks? So I put it someplace else and I don't know where it is.
Oh my God, they're going to find it one day.
Dude, I have looked everywhere for this freaking elf. I have searched high, I have searched low, I've searched in between things.
Oh.
I don't know where it is and I'm going to have to buy another one. But instead, one of my friends sent me a link for Krampus on a mantle.
And now tell everybody who Krampus is, because I didn't know for the longest time.
It's the greatest thing ever. Okay, so it's a German tradition, and we are German. Okay, so it's a German tradition, and Krampus is like this freaking monster. And
like scary.
He's scary looking. He's legit scary. And the legend is that Krampus will take little naughty kids and throw them in his sack and drag them to hell because that's where little naughty children belong.
Fun for the holidays over here for the kids.
It's like Krampus festivals.
I don't like that.
They have like Krampus festivals and stuff like that in Germany, and it's amazing. So anyway, there's this little bitty Krampus on a mantle instead of an elf on a shelf, and he looks creepy AF. He's got a little jolly robe on though, and a little hood. That's cool. And I don't know how I'm going to help him make his grand entrance, but I've thought about some funny things. I might set him on the headboard.
Oh my God. And you want your children to sleep in their own beds one day, right?
I know. That's why I'm thinking about that's a bad idea.
Kind of a bad idea.
But then I was like, maybe I'll buy another elf on the shelf and like have Krampus like eat it. That's rude too.
You know what you should do is you should put them on your bed.
I like it.
Then they will go to their own beds.
I like that she's in it now. She's in it now. She likes it. You're perfect. This is a great idea.
I'm using it as a tool to help you regain some sleep.
What if I have like this shoelace strung down from my ceiling fan and he's like rappelling down like freaking John McClane from Die Hard.
Oh my God.
And then he's just hanging above the kids, and when they wake up, they just wake up to Krampus.
Oh my God.
That'd be so cool.
So
that's funny.
Oh my God.
Keeping the jolly in the holidays right there. I think it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic.
I'm unconvinced. I have reindeer in here. Reindeer in here is a Christmas friend, by the way. And he is super friendly and super nice and only gets into like the occasional mischief, which is really just like, I don't know, getting repositioned around the house where he can like find himself maybe sitting on the toilet or
reindeers poop too.
Yeah, most recently having like a paintbrush in his hand or I don't know. I don't know what he's doing, but he's not terrifying my child. I'll say that.
Who's listen, Sarah's assuming that they're going to be scared of Krampus. Maybe they think that he's cute and cuddly. They don't know. She doesn't know. She doesn't know. And it could be great. Just Google Krampus on a mantle. You won't be disappointed. Everybody should have one for their children.
Next year we're doing Snoop on a Stoop.
That's super cool.
My brother did that for his children.
Yeah.
Whom are like basically grown at this point, but I feel like that's going to be my jam moving forward.
I think that's perfect for you. Snoop on a Stoop.
I feel like that's going to be the thing next year. But
yeah.
So
I've seen some funny ones. I mean, there was Critter on a Shitter. That's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
But my kids don't know who the Critter is.
Yeah.
I don't even think they know who Snoop is.
Yeah, I don't think Logan knows who Snoop is either.
I had to explain the other day who Mike Tyson was because I have a Christmas shirt that says Merry Christmas.
Oh.
And Mila's like, why is there a big bald guy on your shirt? I'm like, it's freaking Mike Tyson. Can't you tell by the tattoo on his face? She didn't know who Mike Tyson was, and I realized I failed as a parent.
Yeah, because at 6, you should absolutely know who Mike
She's
Tyson
8.
Is. Oh, 8. Oh,
almost
yeah.
9.
Sorry, wrong one.
Almost 9.
Wrong one. I was thinking the other one.
Yeah.
Well, you did say you had like 33 kids. So
I did. I think it's like 37 now. I don't even know.
So stay tuned for the trauma coming out of Krampus. What is it?
Krampus.
Oh, Krampus.
Krampus. Maybe it's Krampus. I don't know.
You know what?
Krampus and Grampus.
I know
Grampus,
I
Krampus.
know somebody that could absolutely give us a Christmas history lesson.
Oh, that'd be swell.
So we'll find out
Yeah,
for sure. Stay
right
tuned.
on. Stay tuned.
You know who you are if you're listening. So diverting a little bit to another part of the hard things at the holidays. How do we navigate things that just make them feel extra heavy? I know for me, and this is not just true this year, but it's been true for several years now. The holidays tend to amplify who is not here for me.
Mm-hmm.
And be that,
I think that's for a lot of people.
A lot of people deal with the amplifying of people they miss at the holidays because it really brings to mind traditions that either are lost or lacking in somebody's presence. It brings to mind just memories shared during this time of what is supposed to be very joyful and cheerful. And there's a sadness sort of undertone to the air for a lot of us.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not even due to the passing away of somebody. Sometimes it's just somebody who's not here for one reason or another.
Or not present.
Not present.
For one reason or another.
Maybe
there's distance.
There's physical distance. There's emotional distance. There's a disconnect somehow between family members that just feels really raw and really leaves a void for sure around the holidays. I feel both of those types of heavinesses of amplified feelings of who is not here from both angles. Yeah. So for me, I know that is really challenging. I know you feel that too.
I do. Yeah. We've, like many past episodes, we've done a lot of grieving together. And you have your mother's birthday just right around the corner. And
that happens to be the same day as
the day I buried my mother. Another weird, what do we call that? Synchronicity.
Say what I say.
Jinx. A really weird synchronicity between Sarah and I. Our lives mirror each other in many, many different ways for many different things. And this is just another one of those things. Like, we both will be missing our mothers so much more than we already do on the exact same day for many different reasons. The 23rd of December was the day that her mother came into this world. And the 23rd of December is the day that I literally watched my mother be lowered into the ground. And it's heavy.
It is super heavy.
It's super heavy.
And I know that every year for a long time, you have relived the hell of the days leading up to that burial of your mother.
Yeah.
And there's just no getting around the fact that is a heavy ass presence every December 19th.
Yeah. And it's weird because it can be different. I mean, this year will mark 20 years.
Wow.
20. I was 22 years old when my mother was murdered. So in 2 more years, it will be the time that I've had her and the time that she's not been here. That's pretty weird.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's really, really freaking weird. And then even still, like, my mother was only 46 years old when she died. I'm 42. I'm 4 years away from being here as long as she was here. That's super weird too.
Weird to realize, yeah.
So there's a lot of things, a lot of feelings that I get every year. And it starts like right after Thanksgiving, like that heaviness just hits me. And it's different every year. Sometimes it's like, ugh, December's coming up. Great. Can't wait for that stupid month to be over. Other times it's, this year I'm going to do my best to remember my mother every single day. And I'm going to do something in her honor. I'm going to do something fun for her in her memory. And I'm going to tell the kids stories about her, because the only one of my 33 children that knew my mother was Ashlyn. Yeah. Ashlyn was 4, almost 5 when my mom passed away. So the other 4 kids, they never got to know her, but they all know of her. They all know stories of her. They all remember lots of things that my mom did with never having met her. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I like to keep those things going, and I like to tell the kids different funny stories about my mom. She was a jokester. She was crazy. Telling stories So I've never had a happy December, but I've had better Decembers than some.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's just Decembers where I go into it and I'm like, this is going to be the one. I'm going to be fucking jolly this year. I'm going to be so fucking jolly. It's going to be great. And I cry every single day.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what's going on. I can't stop crying. And I just think about everything. I think about how I felt. Like, I feel how I felt that day when they came to my door and said, Miss Gaboyan, sit down. We have something important to tell you. And that tunnel that I went into to where they're talking, and it's just kind of like in the movies where everything just becomes really muffled and just gets more compact and more compressed. And you're just hearing kind of like the Charlie Brown, like wah, wah, wah sound.
Mm-hmm.
And then you snap out of it and you're like, okay, well, is she all right? And they're like, no, were you not listening to anything we said? Like, she's gone. And you're still just kind of in disbelief. I feel that some years every single day, the whole month. And living that day after day really freaking sucks. I can't explain the pain that I feel every single day. Every single day, I lose my mother over and over and over again. Because it wasn't just my mom had a heart attack or my mom was hit by a car. It was not okay.
Mm-hmm.
She was attacked, she was killed. It wasn't all right.
Mm-hmm.
And those images live inside my brain. I see them. I see crime scene photos. I see those things, and it adds to the heaviness.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not about just missing my mom anymore. It's about going through all of that trauma and all of those feelings all over again.
Mm-hmm.
So it's doubly hard, triply hard. I don't know what's more than triply. Is triply a word?
It can be.
It is now.
Yeah.
So.
And what people don't understand, or I feel like they tend to not understand, is that even though it's been 20 years, it's never going to fucking be easier.
It's never any better.
Yeah.
It's not better at 3 years. It's not better at 20 years. It's never going to be better. Time heals wounds, but it doesn't make them go away.
Mm-mm.
It puts a scab over the top of it. And that's all it is.
Time allows you to learn how to function again.
Yeah. The grief stays the same.
Yeah.
The grief stays the exact same. Life gets bigger around it.
Yeah.
That is the only difference. There is more time in between, and that is it. Mm-hmm. The grief is the same. The pain is the same. When I think about my mom's actual death, it hurts just the same. Mm-hmm. It is not any different. When I think about standing over her grave, pregnant, mind you, I was mm-hmm. pregnant with Christian, burying my mother during an ice storm. Like, nobody should have to go through that, mm-hmm. especially at the holidays. Like, there's not a good month to do that. But that just made it like a billion times worse. And then throw on the fact that Christmas, my mother freaking loved Christmas. Mm-hmm. Like, she was a jolly motherfucker at Christmas time. Okay? She really was. Like, she did Christmas up. She loved to decorate. She had like the gaudiest Christmas stuff too. Like the real gaudy stuff. She loved it. She loved it so much.
Yeah.
I should celebrate that. I should pass on the tradition. I should remember Christmas fondly because my mother loved Christmas, and I hate it.
Yeah.
I just hate it.
Well, and you know what? You don't have to apologize for feeling that way about it. I mean, some people are really able. Anymore. No, I know you used to try to.
Yeah.
But I mean, some people are able to take the things that, like for instance, I am able to at this point take the things that my mom really enjoyed and recreate them. Mm-hmm. And that does provide me a sense of comfort, mm-hmm. you know, and particularly like making her favorite foods.
Yeah.
That's something that I find comfort in. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it sounds kind of weird, but sometimes like I'll make sure her space at the table is cleared. I don't necessarily set it.
Yeah.
But I'll make sure that there's not something sitting in the way of her seat or her spot at the table. especially when I make something that she really enjoys.
That's really sweet.
And especially around the holidays, I tend to do that. But not everybody is able to do that, and I'm not able to do it all the time. But I don't know. I think that everybody just deals with grief in different ways. Her birthday is hard for sure. Her birthday is the 23rd of December, and I will continue to make her a cake on her birthday. That's something that she enjoyed. I enjoyed doing that for her. And like, that's part of my love language, is feeding people.
Oh, yeah.
So being able to do that even now while she's not here is something I find comfort in that for sure. I don't know. I mean, seeing the ornaments that are on the tree that she gave us, in particular that she gave Logan.
Yeah.
That just makes me feel like there's some type of, I don't want to say presence of her here, but just a feeling of warmth of things that she gave us, I guess. There's some way that I find some type of comfort in that. And I also just remind myself often of knowing that she would want us to be doing things to bring joy to Logan.
Very much so. Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, so I feel like that kind of stuff keeps me going within the grief.
I have these little glass hearts. Do you even know I like collecting things that look like hearts?
Oh, I had no idea. I've only been your best friend for I don't know how many fucking years.
500 years. I was just making sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I collect things that look like hearts.
Yes.
And the year my mom passed, I had gotten her these really pretty little glass blown hearts. And it was almost like a basket weave style. They were pretty cool. The little hearts, and they had this really pretty maroon ribbon on it. And that was going to be my gift to her for that year, amongst some other things. And so I have possession of those, obviously, and I put them on the tree every year. And there is a little piece of me that, I don't want to say it's joyful, but I take a little bit of delight in hanging those on the tree. I have the little glass hearts. I have this little teeny snowman, a little porcelain snowman with her name on it. And I hang that on the tree every year. And it's for my mom, to keep her little tradition of Christmas. Last year, I opened up my ornaments, and one of them was broken.
Oh, God, I remember that. Oh, fuck my life.
Oh, it was a rough year last year.
Yep.
That was the first year without my dad. And I saw that, and I just felt like my whole being crumble. You know what Lori did? So for those of you that don't know, Lori is my former mother-in-law. And she's still like a really wonderful part of my life. I'm so happy I have her. She's great. She's the world's best Nana. Like, she's wonderful. She had some hearts that were very, very similar to those. And she saved one for me. And she gave me one of those to replace the one that was my mom's. And how just absolutely symbolic, because she is like my mother figure.
Yeah.
And for her to, for the past 13 years, I think. For the past 13 years, she's kind of filled that mother void. And for her to fill that void of that broken ornament, it was very, very symbolic. It was very sweet, and it was just a lovely gesture. And so when I packed up all this stuff from Christmas, I made sure that one went in with my mother's ornaments in that special box. And so now, thinking about that, like, I'm going to put my mom's ornaments on the tree, and that really special one that Lori gave me.
Yeah.
My mother ornament for my mom. That's really sweet. So that's a little happy thing.
Yeah.
Sad thing, happy thing.
Yeah, but you know what? Sad. And I think it's good to remind ourselves that you are perfectly capable of feeling joy within grief, and it's okay. And you can give yourself permission to do that. You're allowed to feel joy even in sadness, or even be cheerful in times of grief. Like, those can intertwine.
Absolutely. You don't have to feel like crap because you're happy.
Correct. There's not guilt
No.
in happiness
No,
felt.
you don't love somebody less just because you're happy. You don't love somebody less that passed just because you're smiling or
Right.
remembering something great or moving forward in life differently.
Right.
Without that person. You don't have to feel bad about that.
No, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't mean you miss them any less.
No.
It doesn't mean that, you're not missing their presence significantly every
Right.
day in the core of who you are, just because you are also capable of smiling and feeling happy, even in their absence.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to remember that, allowing yourself and giving yourself permission to be happy and feel joy and even magic this time of year, acknowledging that even in the midst of loss.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, very much so. I think a lot of people that are especially newly grieving, you worry about what other people are going to think if you're caught in a happy moment. Like, oh, they just lost so-and-so like 3 months ago and they're out having ice cream and laughing. Like, obviously they never cared.
Well, that, or it gives the illusion that you're fine.
Yeah.
And that's also not true. And it's not that you want people to like be fussing over you, like, is she okay? Is she okay? But just know that because somebody is able to grasp at some happiness in the midst of grief, it doesn't mean that all is well or that they're good on the inside or that you don't need to check in with them, because you should.
Yes. That happy moment might be all that they have right then.
Right.
Like that ice cream, that was holding them together today.
Seriously, so don't be quick to judge those moments.
Right.
There's so many depths of the layers of grief this time of year for sure. And all of us deal with it in some way or another. And some of it is fresh and raw, like you said. But just because it may be 20 plus years old, don't misunderstand that it is still very real.
Right. Yeah. I had somebody tell me that, like, oh gosh, I think it was Dum Dum. I think it was Dum Dum that said it.
Do you want to clarify who Dum Dum is, or do we just want to leave it as
We're just going to leave it as Dum Dum.
Just know he's dumb and
if
dumb
you know,
dumb,
you
dumb,
know.
Dumber. Yeah.
If you know, you know. So Dum Dum said that to me one time. And I'm just now remembering this. Like, it had been like, I don't know, like maybe 10-ish years or something like that. And he literally said, like, isn't it time to get over it? Like, what? That my mother was shot and killed in her driveway? You want me to just get over that?
So there's
what?
For our listeners, there's clearly no explanation needed why he is called Dum Dum.
Yeah,
that's just one
dumb.
of like reason 1,586.
Correct. But yeah, like, I just remember that. Like, he said that to me.
Yeah.
Like, get over it. Get over it, lady. It's been a long time. And even if my mother had died in a more natural way, I would never say that to somebody.
Those words were said.
Never say that to somebody.
Those words were said to my sister days after my mom
Oh,
died.
I remember that. Another Dum Dum. Not the same Dum Dum, a different Dum Dum.
We won't go down that rabbit hole today, but just respect people's grief.
Absolutely.
And don't feel like it's not yours, and don't feel like you need to make sense of it or define it or nobody needs to justify their grief. So just let it be. The best thing you can do with somebody that is grieving is just be with them. You don't even have to say anything. You know what? Hold their hand. Put your arm around them. Give them a hug. Or, just, if nothing else, just text them and let them know, hey,
I'm thinking of you.
I'm thinking of you. If you're having a hard day, just know tomorrow's a new, better day. But don't judge the grief they're in right now.
No. So the littlest things go the longest. When I took my 2 bereavements from work recently, for my dad and then again for Tom, my work wife, Melissa, she texted me every single day, and it was nothing more than a little red heart every day.
Just to let you know.
Just let me know she's thinking of me. She didn't want to say anything in particular.
Mm-hmm.
She probably didn't know what to say.
Well, there was, what the hell can you say?
What can you say?
But I'm thinking of you.
But she did, like, every day. She sent me a little red heart at random times throughout the day. I would just get a heart from Melissa. And I knew that that was her just sending her love, quite literally.
Yeah.
And that meant the world to me.
Mm-hmm.
That one simple little thing.
Yeah.
That one simple little thing. Because there were people in my life that I thought meant more that said nothing.
Right.
And I get it. Like, it's really hard to find something to say when somebody's grieving a really horrible loss.
Right.
You know, not to you know, discount these kinds of loss, but I didn't lose a pet. You know, like, I lost loved ones.
Yes.
Like, close loved ones.
Right.
I lost my father and I lost my fiance. Like, that's hard.
Some hard shit.
Some hard shit. And people that I thought were close to me didn't say a word. I didn't hear from them. I still haven't heard from them. I think they feel awkward.
Yeah. And
I don't hold any beef against them. I just, like, maybe just send a little heart or a little smiley face. Yeah, something.
It can feel a little bit dismissive when you don't hear from people that you think you're closer with, but it's just
ultimately it's a good thing though, because you really do, when you go through tragedies, in my personal experience, like when you go through some stuff, you learn who your people are. Mm-hmm. I've never known more in my life than I do right now who my people are. Yeah. And I can, like, maybe two handfuls of people.
Right.
And that's a lot to me. That's a lot because those two handfuls of people weigh more than having 500 people.
Yeah.
Like those people that I have, those are
those are the gems.
Those are my goods.
Those are the people where it's like I said, you know, how do you feel when you leave their presence?
Great.
It makes a difference for sure.
Yeah. Very much so.
Well, let's lighten the load for a second, though. There's other hard things to the holidays, too, that maybe aren't quite as heart-heavy, I guess, but hard in different ways. Things like the pressure of keeping up. Or the pressure of keeping up with the Joneses in many ways, be it attending things or be it participating in all the events or showing up, or even
all those people that decorate their houses to like the nines.
So the neighborhood I live in actually has a damn competition. What? So everybody's always
no wonder everything like looks so legit out there.
I know, right?
Like I'm looking out the window, I'm like, God dang, that house over there.
Yeah, they really do it here. So there's a lot of trying to be keeping up with the Joneses in this neighborhood for sure.
Yeah.
But that and like pressures of spending.
Gifts, quality versus quantity.
Yeah, for sure. There's so many different things like that come to mind when I think about holiday pressures, or even just making it magical, honestly. Like sometimes I feel like I wish that as a kid, you have a view of that just sort of authentically happening and not realizing that there's adults creating that magic.
Yeah. So let's pause on that for 1 second. What is your best Christmas memory? Let's make this for sure light. What is your favorite Christmas memory? I have mine already prepared.
Like as a kid?
Yes, as a kid. You're like, when you think about Christmas as a little Sarah, like what is your favorite Christmas?
Wow, way to put me on the spot
I
here.
know.
I mean, I guess I'm not going to overthink it. The first thing that comes to my mind, honestly, involves. I was pretty little. I was probably like 4 or 5 maybe, and it involves my dad. And my mom was there, but I more specifically remember my dad. I remember walking out of my bedroom on Christmas morning. We lived in Hammond, in South Hammond on Ash Avenue. And I walked out of my bedroom and he was sitting on the couch with a cup of coffee and he saw me walk out and he smiled at me. The tree was lit, like the vibe was set, so to speak. And there was like a big dollhouse built and set up right next to the tree.
Dude was building that all night long.
Probably, man. He was so damn tired.
He was, the coffee was what was holding them together.
I mean, that's probably what something similar would
Yeah.
happen.
I mean,
But
no, probably Santa dropped it off though.
oh, for
Actually.
sure,
Yeah,
Santa,
for sure.
actually,
Yeah, Santa.
But yeah,
That's
anyways, that's
awesome.
the first thing that comes to mind of little Christmas memories. What about you?
It was in the mid to late 80s. I think it was later 80s because it was when Nintendo came out.
Okay.
Okay. So we opened all of our gifts, and my parents were the kings and queens of like, oh, I guess that's all there is. And then, oh, wait, there's one more.
Right.
They were the kings and queens of that. So we opened up all our gifts, and we got all sorts of cool things. I don't even remember what we got. They were great. It was fine. And our folks were like, did you guys get everything you wanted? And we're like, yeah, it's great. And then my mom was like, wait, there's one more gift.
But wait,
there's more. Okay, so this happened very differently in my little kid mind. This is how my brain interprets it. Low lights. Mom goes down the hallway, pulls the stairs down from the attic. A rolling mist emerges from the attic.
I can see it.
Okay, you got this. I think she was wearing like a garment made for an angel. I'm not sure. She comes down and she's holding this Nintendo box. It's not wrapped. It's just Nintendo. And there's lights beaming out of it like the Ark of the Covenant, you know? And there's music and there's like an angel, like with a harp jamming in the background. I don't know, 2 or 3 of them probably. Down comes the Nintendo, and my brother and I, we are so excited. Our bodies are vibrating. I don't even think we were able to make noise. Like we were just like,
no,
jumping.
The angels are doing what they were going.
Yeah, it was great. It was the most angelic thing I had ever been privy to, and there was the Nintendo, and it was real.
And it was yours.
And it was mine first because I was oldest.
Yeah,
and I was going to let him play.
Yeah, right.
So I could beat him.
Right.
Like, I was going to blast him, duck hunt, shoot him.
Right.
It was so good. It was the most amazing gift I have ever received in my entire life to this day. There has never, ever, never once with any gift been angels, freaking Ark of the Covenant lights, rolling fog coming down out of anything. Like, that was the moment.
Okay, so
best Christmas ever.
People, that's the standard.
100%. Make your Christmas magical for your kids. Get angels, lights, disco balls, whatever you need. Make it magical.
Seriously though, that thing that you said right there, like make it magical for your kids. Like that, the pressure of that and trying to feel like you're creating that when really the truth and the real truth of it all is if you were like, from their perspective, it probably is already. And you are probably overstressing yourself trying 100%. To create something that they have felt already.
Yeah.
You know?
Like if they just get that one thing that they were looking forward to having, like they're already going to think like this is the best Christmas ever.
Yeah.
This is the best Christmas
just
ever.
Being whatever, honestly, a feeling of peace and togetherness, whatever that means for you and your family and your kids.
Yeah.
That's what it is. A feeling of really being present instead of giving presents is really where the magic lies.
Yeah.
And those are the things that they're always going to hold on to as well, is remembering how you made them feel. Certainly the Nintendo helped in your case, obviously.
It was amazing.
Remember it so vividly.
So it happened just like that.
But if I'm
not even making stuff up.
But if I'm being honest about what I described, like
yours was so much more wholesome and
mine was
sweet.
Like wholesome, but yours was like way more vivid, I feel like.
Yeah.
But what I will say about my experience is the thing that sticks out in my head more than anything is my dad sitting there like smiling, like in anticipation of waiting for us to wake up, like sipping on his coffee.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite.
And one of the reasons that I feel like that stands out to me is because more often than not, it was a beer he was sipping on, not his coffee, you know? So I feel like that part of it also
was more wholesome for you.
It felt better. Even as a little kid, I knew that felt better to me. So yeah, there was that. But the way you make people feel is ultimately 1,000 times more important than what you are giving them in physical things. Yeah. Right. And I think we put way too much emphasis on how much we're spending and how many gifts we're giving.
Mm-hmm.
And it becomes such a strain, not just financially on a lot of people, but just the pressure of trying to like find the thing, the perfect thing to
Mm-hmm.
make the perfect
Well,
circumstance.
well, yeah, but like not even buying with intention sometimes.
No, just buying just because you need to put something. You
Yeah.
got to give them something. You have
Yeah.
to. They need something to unwrap. Or,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Rather than like, I know it's not Christmas, but I saw this and I had to get this for you. It just screamed, Sarah. I really wanted to get this for you. Like that, those mean so much more to me than like, I got you Christmas gifts because Merry Christmas.
And honestly, that makes me so uncomfortable. Like I have a hard time receiving gifts in general.
Yeah.
But especially at obligatory times like Christmas or my birthday or things like that. It's like I always find myself feeling a bit cringy because there's some part of me that feels like people felt like they had to do that for me, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't want you to ever feel like you have to give me something. Like what you just said. If you happen to be out somewhere in the middle of, you know, February or in the middle of July and you're like, oh, check that out. Like she'll love that. I'm going to grab it and next time I see her, I'm going to give it to her and just make it be random.
Yeah.
I receive that emotionally so much better than I do.
I think that's more you and I too.
Mm-hmm.
I think we give each other gifts throughout the year randomly.
Yeah, like I'll just see something.
Yeah, I think we've gotten each other like actual Christmas gifts, like maybe a handful of times.
That's weird. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I would much rather be at a market. The one time you were at the market and you're like, I got you this bag because I thought of you.
Oh,
I was like, oh, I love it.
Yeah.
You know, just like little stuff like that. I love that.
That's more authentic to me. That's more just true to what giving should be about.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that better. So getting away from the obligatory spending and giving and consuming and purchasing, I feel like could provide a lot of peace this time of year.
Yeah.
And again, kind of recreating what the scene should look like, recreating rather your own traditions.
Yes.
So that it isn't just this obnoxious like season of
gift vomit,
of just like gluttony in the form of presents, you know. And if you have the funds and the means to do that, redirect that to somebody that really needs it. I mean, most of us are blessed enough that our kids have more than what they need.
Yeah, my kids don't need any more freaking Barbies or babies.
Seriously.
I run a plastic doll orphanage in my house.
No doubt. And like the Lego collection over here is like completely just it's like a hoarding situation at this point. So like
I want to I'm starting it this year because I've wanted to start it before and I just got distracted and just never went back to it. But I really want to get away from my kids being the I wants and the gimme gimmes. It drives me nuts. I've pared down Christmas a lot since like, you know, I've been divorced for like, I don't know, 4 years now. And I went down to quality versus quantity where the ex-husband sees quantity as the thing that shows you I love you.
Yeah.
So they get a ton over there. It can stay over there. But at home, they get their gift from Santa. They get a gift from me. They get a gift for each other, and then they get little stocking stuffers. I also have a tradition to where the girls, they get their own Christmas ornament every year. So that's just part of, it's not really their Christmas gifts. It's just part of Christmas. So that's really like as far as I go, but it's still especially because they have so many Christmases.
Yeah.
You know, going to grandma's house, grandpa's house, and uncle's house. It's like Hanukkah. I swear. It's they're like 8 days of Christmas, and by that time everything's done. And I remember one year my kid said to me like, "Where are we going today?" I'm like, "Nowhere, freaking homie, sit down." I'm like, nowhere. We're literally going nowhere. Like Christmas is over. Yeah. So I wanted to start this way back then, and again, got derailed. I want to go to an angel tree and have the girls pick out something from the angel tree to give to another kid and have them understand like not everybody can have a nice Christmas.
Right.
Not everybody not everybody has parents.
Right.
They don't have a mom and dad to buy for them or an aunt and uncle that love them or, you know, somebody to care for them. Yeah. They're living in a modern day orphanage.
Yeah. Foster care.
Yeah. Foster care. Yeah. Not every parent has the means to provide for their kids. Maybe they got laid off. I know a bunch of people recently, over the years, that got laid off right before Christmas. What company does that?
I
But
mean,
that ruins their Christmas.
Yeah.
That ruins their ability to follow through with what they had planned. That's horrible. That's really sad. That's sad for little kids because they do see Christmas as a time of getting rather than giving. So I would really like my kids to focus back in on Christmas as a time of giving. Let's give to somebody that needs something. So I know they're little and they're still going to want, and that's okay. They're going to get this much from me at home. They're going to get this much from their dad at their house. But I really want them to focus on, I got this gift for a little girl, or I got this gift for a little boy. And I made a difference. I made them smile.
Yeah. I'm surprised they have that at my son's school where they do that at school already with the kids. So we had a lot of those conversations about this is the season of giving.
Yeah.
Not getting necessarily.
Yeah.
But also too, while we're on the topic of Santa Claus, it's a whole rabbit hole, but I'll just briefly comment. Please stop telling your children that if they are good, if they're not good, rather, that Santa's not going to come.
Yeah, that's sad.
Because you know what happens with that is you are helping them manifest feelings of not enoughness or not good enoughness in their heart. And I know the intention is to have children that behave, but to tell them that they are not going to receive a gift from somebody that's supposed to be magical and all giving to all children, if they're not perfect little humans, and by the way, you're not perfect either. Like
Take that.
That's really like traumatizing to your kids. So stop telling them that. And then also consider not giving everything that they get under the tree from Santa Claus, because what happens then is these little humans go back to their places of education. And they have conversations about Santa gave me like a whole truckload of, this, that, and the other, while maybe the kid sitting next to them whose parents can't afford a whole truckload only got like maybe
a doll,
or, one or two things, or maybe a stocking, or maybe, they didn't get anything for whatever reason.
That's
and
tough.
That is really hard for a child to grasp. Why did Santa not visit me? Was I bad? Am I a bad kid? Am I a bad human? So don't do that. And also start, letting your kids know that they might get a stocking or something small from Santa. But if you're going to give your children a boatload of things, like let that be from you, not Santa.
Absolutely.
So that's just my 2 cents on Santa.
I agree with that. I've always taught my kids that Santa's elves make things in their workshop. Santa's elves can't make Nintendo. Santa's elves can't make a puppy or a pony.
We'll have them watch Rudolph, especially the original Rudolph, where they can actually see the elves making the things toys, like dolls and trucks. Not like, dirt bikes.
Like, that's from you. It's okay.
It's okay to be from you. Yeah. So just consider that.
I don't know. That's just how I do it. That's how I've done it forever. There once, so sad story. One year, Adria didn't get a Christmas present from Santa.
Oh.
I know. But she was a dirtbag. She really was. She, I won't get into too many details.
I feel like I remember this.
I don't want everybody to think my kid's a psychopath. She's not. She's just a sweet little baby. She poked a kid with a pencil at school. They were having a poking war. She wasn't the only one poking. She also got poked, but it inflicted bodily harm the day before Christmas break. So dude got suspended.
The day before?
Yes.
Oh my god.
She was like in the 3rd grade.
Oh my god.
And she got suspended for stabbing a kid with a pencil.
Oh, holy
and stab is a strong word. She poked him with a pencil. But like it was like I had to go pick her up. She got suspended. I had to pick her up, and then she missed the next day of school. And then it was Christmas break. So then, she didn't go back until school started again. But that was the first year that we did that stupid elf. And so the elf told Santa that she was super naughty at school and got freaking suspended. So Adria didn't get anything from Santa that year. But wait. Santa left a little special note in the tree for her. And he explained that he heard what had happened, and because of the circumstances, he could not, in good conscience, leave her a gift because what she did was really, really wrong. And Santa knows that she is a good girl and that she made a poor choice, but she is a good girl. She's not a bad girl. She's a good girl. And that he knows she will have a much better year the following year, and he will be so excited when he's able to visit her house again next year. She was like, what, 9 or 10?
God.
She's 15 now. She's like, remember that one year you traumatized me because you didn't get Santa?
Oh my God.
We were just talking about that not long ago. Andrea, I'm so sorry. But Santa
Andrea,
left.
I love you. I'll be your mom now. Oh my God.
So I did, but that was really naughty. That was so freaking naughty. I had to pick her ass up from school,
Yeah,
Sarah.
I know that's kind of bad.
Yeah. So, but Santa did leave her a note explaining that he knows that she's not bad. So there is that.
All right. Yeah. Well, lesson learned, Andrea. Don't poke
people with pencils. You could hurt somebody. So yeah. So I did do that one year, but I haven't done it since. And I mean, Neil and Evelyn can be pretty freaking naughty. They still get Santa gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do fake coal in the stockings. It's like a funny little tradition, like the fake coal bubble gum. My kids look forward to it.
Oh my God. They look forward to coal, people.
Yeah. Coal bubble gum.
Oh my gosh. Well,
I know.
That's the Santa blurb. I mean, do what you do, but just definitely think about
mindful of others.
Mindful. Think about what you're doing, and is it time to start explaining things differently, or maybe changing up the rhythm a little bit, just to be more conscious and aware, and considerate to
know better, do better.
Yeah, just consider the other little humans that your little human interacts with, and think about the greater good of that.
Yeah.
So. But I also want to touch on, and hey, guys, if you've hung with us this long, you're so awesome. I know this is really kind of longer than usual, but there's so many things. But what I want to hit on... It's a holiday episode. Those are always longer, I feel like, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to talk about the divided families.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, and you know what? It's tough for kids and adults.
Yes.
So I will say... My divided family growing up was a little bit different because my parents were divorced, but the division of celebrations was more between grandparents' houses than it was parents' houses, I feel like, because I don't know, my dad wasn't there much. The one childhood memory I described with my dad a little bit ago, that was one of 2 Christmases that I remember with my dad. Mostly he wasn't there. So my mom was sometimes there, but often working or something. And most of my Christmas memories are at one of the 2 grandparents' houses. So it was always like 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. Or, as I got older, sometimes it was 1 was Christmas Eve and 1 was Christmas Day. But there was always like this rushing around of like, getting from one place to the other and not really being able to feel like you're enjoying any one experience fully.
Yeah, especially as a kid. Like, you're like, all right, get together, we're going. Hurry up, get your shoes, get your stuff.
Yeah, unwrap your present. Oh, great. Say your thank yous, hugs and kisses, let's go.
Yeah.
No, that was always felt so fast and furious and rushed. And then even as an adult, I felt that. And I always would I would complain to my mom, like earlier on, in Logan's life, in my son's life, that I don't want to do this rushing around thing. I want to, allow him to have Christmas at his house and not make him feel like he's got to rush here and rush there, because I hated that as a kid.
Yeah.
But I will say, in hindsight, now that all of my grandparents are gone, now that my mom is gone, I mean, I would give anything for that rushing around again.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
that. It's a little bit like be careful what you wish for kind
Yeah.
of thing, and bittersweet. I
Hmm.
know that's just, I mean, it's not anything I wished for them not to be
Of course
here,
not. No,
but it is
but
that idea of,
you want what you
yeah,
don't have
well, you
now.
want what you don't have, and just remember the things that you're complaining about are things that other people wish they had,
Absolutely.
you know.
Yeah.
But what's your take on the divided holiday?
So mine was very opposite of yours. My parents were together all of me growing up, and my parents were always separate.
Mm-hmm.
So Christmas time was the only time both of my parents were in the same house.
Oh.
So my mom, had a restaurant. She worked every single holiday. They were
Mm-hmm.
always open,
Yeah.
except for Christmas. That was the one holiday where she did not work. And we got to have her. So she was there every Christmas. She was there in the morning, sipping her coffee, sitting on the couch, watching
Yeah.
us rip open gifts and stuff like that. So that's the only time I remember all of us being together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that it was holly jolly wonderful, like my parents are all lovey dovey, but we had both of our parents, and it just was
Mm-hmm.
what it was. As an adult now, and as an adult that's divorced, I have kids that I have to share with another ex-spouse,
Mm-hmm.
and that's tough. My first set of kids, we did it kind of by the guidelines. Indiana state guidelines are pretty cut and dry. Like if you can't really make your own arrangements, it has it out for you. So there's all the guesswork is gone.
Mm-hmm.
So custodial parent gets these numbered years, and non-custodial parent gets these numbered years for this first week of break and second week of break. Pretty simple. Christmas Eve on even number years is this parent. Christmas Day on this number of years is this parent. It's very cut and dry. It has it to where both parents get the kids on Christmas always. So custodial parent, for instance, so just say me, I might have my kids Christmas Eve and they wake up at home Christmas morning, but by Christmas afternoon, dad comes, picks up the kids, spends Christmas Day with the kids, and then they're back home by, the evening. And then the next year, it's reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Kids are with dad for Christmas Eve. They wake up with dad Christmas morning. I pick up the kids Christmas afternoon. They spend the day with me. I drop them back off in the evening, and then they spend the rest of their break with their father. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a lot for the kids.
It's a lot for the kids. It's a lot for the parents driving around back and forth. And you've got your own plans too. You've got, maybe your aunt and uncle or your mom and your dad,
Mm-hmm.
and you're trying to navigate things as well. So when I had my second divorce with Dum Dum, it was, this is stupid. I'm sick and tired of having to drive back and forth. I'm sick and tired of having my kids be in the middle of playing with their things and being like, hurry up and get your shoes on, your dad's coming. Or going to pick them up and feeling that disappointment when they see you.
Oh, yeah, like they don't want to go.
Oh, yeah, and it's not that they don't want to see you. It's like, God dang, I was playing with my toy, Ma. This thing's amazing. And Dad won't let me take it to your house because I won't bring it back.
Yeah.
It's their toy, first of all.
Yeah.
It's their toy, but I hated that.
Yeah.
And I hated being a part of that. I didn't want my kids to resent seeing me on Christmas Day to come pick them up and take them away from their fun, and vice versa. I didn't want to have to be the parent to rush them out of the house so they can go be with the other parent. It's not fair. It's not fair to them. Forget the adults. Quit being greedy. Christmas is just a day. Christmas is just a day. So make it about the kids. Make it about the magic of Christmas, the magic of the kids. So we break up our weeks. Christmas, first part of Christmas break, second part of Christmas break. If the first part of Christmas break happens to be Christmas, then that's your kid for that holiday. They ain't switching houses. Nobody's coming to pick them up. The other parent can call. Merry Christmas. I love you. What'd you get? What'd Santa bring you? Fantastic. Same thing for New Year's. That usually falls in the second week of break. That parent has the kid for New Year's. It's less messy. There's no exchanging. There's no ripping the kid from here, ripping the kid from there, making sure they're dressed, making sure they've eaten, making sure they've done this. It's just, we'll have Christmas when you come home. It's not a big deal. All your Christmas things will be waiting for you. And the coolest part is if you're the parent that has Christmas the second week, you can wait and buy all your Christmas gifts until after they go on sale.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You
Pro
worked
tip. Pro tip. If you know it's going to be something pretty hot item, get it fast. Like, get it when you need to get it. But for those stocking stuffer things, oh man, go the day after Christmas.
It's all on sale.
It's all on sale. It's all 50, 75%
Oh
off.
my God.
And you
Pro
stuff
tip,
it
people.
in there. It is amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing. All those little things that are left over, it's great because my little one loves Barbies and my older one loves babies. You get baby accessories and doll accessories for like dirt freaking cheap.
Yeah, that's
dirt
a
cheap.
great pro tip.
Yeah, you can just throw those toothbrushes in there and things like that. Like, I stuff their stockings with all sorts of little things, and it's probably like $5 worth of stuff. But those stockings are overflowing.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah, you got to do
take away with that. Pro tip.
If you take nothing away from today's episode, it's
buy stuff on sale.
Tip.
Yeah, buy stuff on sale.
But that's a great just reminder that this is about the kids.
It is
like
about the kids.
Let's just take the drama out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's stop playing tug of war with our children.
Mm-hmm. Kids are not pawns. Kids are not property.
They're not tools to use.
They're little tiny human beings. They just need shepherded.
Focus on their experience. What do you want them to remember? Do you want them to remember mom and dad fighting at pickup on Christmas afternoon, or do you want them to remember really just loving their holiday and enjoying it and having those good memories? It's really about creating the memories. And because you know what, the real sad part about life is you don't get to pick your memories.
No.
And oftentimes the bad ones get amplified and overtake the good ones. So really focusing on creating more good ones than bad ones gives you a much better chance of those kids remembering the good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because honestly, you can have 5 great memories and you can have one bad one that'll just overshadow those. Mm-hmm. So make the holidays less stressful. Do something to make the holidays less stressful. That is one of them. You don't have to have your kid on Christmas. It is not that big of a deal. It is not that big of a deal. Christmas can be any day. It can be any day.
And you create that normal for them. It's only you that is making them feel like they're missing out on something based on how you're reacting to the situation.
No.
If you're acting like, oh no, I'm not going to have you at Christmas, I'm so sad and blah, 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 blah. Like,
put that bad juju on little kids. They don't need to feel your pain. My kids... So the only going back to the sad story, sorry about that. Going back to the death of my mother at Christmas time, my oldest daughter is the only child out of the 5 that knew my mother. Mm-hmm. And she still has memories of her. She remembers her grandmother.
Yeah.
And she remembers what fun she was. The other kids do not know her. Mm-hmm. They know stories of her. Mm-hmm. And that's wonderful. What they don't know, and what I hide really, really, really well, even when I'm crying every single day some years, is the pain that I feel every single December. Mm-hmm. My kids do not feel that. I do not put that heaviness on them in any way, shape, or form. They think I like Christmas. They're dumb. They think I like it. They think I enjoy putting up the Christmas tree. They think I enjoy putting up decorations. They think I enjoy wearing festive holiday apparel. They think I love the Alvin and the Chipmunk Christmas. I don't like that album. It's awful. And I blast it in the car for them so they can freaking sing the horrible Alvin and Chipmunk Christmas songs.
You're a good mom. That's
I am an okay-ish mom. I'm an okay-ish mom. But I still tell them, like, good snacks are spicy. I'm not going to lie. I'm just okay-ish. But they don't need to feel that. They don't need to feel that heaviness. Mm-mm. That's my heaviness. That's not their heaviness. Mm-hmm. They need to know that Christmas is magical. They need to know that Santa knows everything that they've been doing. Mm-hmm. They need to know that Santa can fit down our chimney even though we don't have a fireplace. Mm-hmm. They need to know that Santa is going to put their special gift underneath the tree because they sat on Santa's lap and said, I would really like this for Christmas. Mm-hmm. They need that magic. They need to see the little fake reindeer sprinkles that I leave in the yard to know that the reindeers were there. They love that stuff. I hate that stuff, but they love it.
Yeah, but this is, again, like helping them feel a certain kind of way. Like, people will remember the way you made them feel.
Mm-hmm.
And you do enjoy the part of the holiday of seeing their
Seeing
joy.
their joy.
Seeing their
when
joy.
they realize that Santa ate those cookies that they left and drank that
Yeah.
milk. That's taking little nibbles out of the carrots for the reindeer.
Yeah.
You know, they love that stuff.
They love it.
They
And
love
that
it.
is where you find the most abundance of joy
Mhm.
at the holidays is
Makes it worth it.
seeing joy in other
Mhm.
people, especially your kids if you have them.
Yeah.
But people in general, like seeing joy
Mhm.
felt by other people,
Mhm.
something that you did that was just a way to create a little bit of happiness for them is what
Yeah.
will make you feel that
Yeah.
magic this time of year for
Mhm.
sure.
And other people. We have this one patient. He's absolutely adorable. He has this big old bushy beard. And last year he dyed his beard green.
Mm-hmm.
And it was over a joke that I had said. I was like, dude, if you come in here before Christmas and you have ornaments on your beard, you're going to make me the happiest person in the world. He came in with ornaments in his beard.
Of course he did, because he knew that that was something that would put a smile on your face.
Absolutely.
And there are certain
That
types
is
of
just
people.
those people, those are top tier people.
There's certain type of people in this world that make it their priority to put smiles on other people's faces.
Mhm.
And those are the people that will always and forever just keep the magic real this time of year.
Yeah. Seeing a little old guy walking down the street dressed up as Santa.
Yeah.
He doesn't play Santa.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants to make little kids smile.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's the best thing.
Yeah, that's cool stuff. People that decorate their cars.
Those are not my people.
You know, they're
Sorry
not.
about that.
They're not, but that's adorable.
I'm just
it's adorable.
I don't know. I don't know if I can get on board with that one. Like, that's one thing that I was sabotaged last year, and I opened my freaking garage door, and my damn car was dressed like Rudolph, and I about lost my fucking shit.
It was not me, for the record.
Was pissed. Let me just say, like, that is not the holly fucking jolly. I am not the person that can get on board with driving around town with freaking antlers and a Rudolph nose.
If anybody needs to know where Sarah works so they can decorate her car, DM me.
Oh my god, that was the worst. But here's what I'll say about that. We're gonna wrap this up quickly, people. I know you're getting bored here, but let me just say, I kept that shit on my car for 3 solid days for the benefit of my kid. So there's that.
She's the bestest mom in the whole wide world. You were the best.
All right. On that note, please enjoy your holidays in whatever way that means to you. If that means going to all the things and dressing up like an elf and baking all the cookies and giving all the gifts and singing all the carols, do all that.
Or stay at home, drink some eggnog, but like the vegan kind, and watch whatever kind of movies you want to watch, like Die Hard, because that is a Christmas movie.
Or if you don't even celebrate Christmas, just say fuck it to all of it and celebrate whatever you do celebrate with full on like joy and appreciation in your heart.
Absolutely. You do you, homie.
Absolutely. You do you.
Mm-hmm.
It's been fun.
It's been really fun.
We'll do it again soon. But until then, this has been another episode of the Sarah and Monica Show.
Da 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 da.
I don't have a jingle to go along with that, but we'll be back soon. Leave us your thoughts. Maybe your suggestion will be the next one to create the next episode. But until then, stay awesome.
Merry Christmas.